Are you scared of making mistakes? If you are, then this podcast episode is for you. Welcome to a new episode of the Trying Hard with Lyqa podcast, and this is where we talk about the difficult things. This podcast episode particularly has been in development for quite some time. I knew I wanted to talk about it, pero wala akong outline na mabuo or wala akong flow on how I could explain this. And that's mainly because I needed time then to deal with it kasi personal struggle ko rin siya. And paano naman ako makakapagpayo or makakapag-share ng insight with people kung hindi ko pa rin nadideal yung sarili kong issue. So today we're going to talk about the stakes of our mistakes. And it's very important, I feel, that we talk about this kasi a lot of the people na naka-encounter ko in the past, or even those who listen to this podcast regularly, they would tell me na I'm trying, coach, or I want to try, but I'm just so scared of making mistakes. And that resonates with me kasi again, I'm the same thing, no? Ganun ako. I'm the same person as you are, well, similar at least. And that is why you stick around, you listen to what I say. And so I needed to revisit din kung saan nanggagaling yung fear na yun for me. And I think it really is because of yung stake doon sa what's at stake whenever we make mistakes, and an inaccurate na relationship or na perspective on that. I say inaccurate kasi you can go both ways eh. Pwedeng sobrang laki nung feeling mo na at stake whenever you make mistakes. Yung iba naman sobrang walang at stake sa kanila. So they just go around and do things, live carelessly, even deal with people and relationships carelessly. Hindi sila nag-iingat kasi tingin nila okay lang magkamali all the time. So I'm not saying na dapat ganun kayo kasi I've met people like that, I've lived with people like that, and very hurtful talaga yun. Yung parang, di bali magsasorry na lang ako after. Hindi naman tama yun. Pero I think for the people who want to dream big dreams and make those come true, kailangan din natin maintindihan that it will come with its own set of mistakes. Wala namang perfect, di ba? And so there are a few things we need to talk about. Now, if making a mistake or thinking na, okay, pag nagkamali ako, ang daming mawawala sa akin, or it's everything sa buhay ko, then this message may be something na kailangan mong marinig. Now, again, being very honest with you, I will have to say na I'm still quite fearful about making my own mistakes. I try to cover my bases. I research, minsan over-research certain things. I think things over and sometimes still overthink things. Kasi nga, ayoko magkamali. I feel sometimes na when I make a mistake, hindi ko na siya mababawi. Madidisappoint ko yung tong tao na to at magbabago yung perspective niya sa akin. If I work with a certain company or certain brands and the output doesn't turn out to be great, I feel like, naku, baka sabihin nila, difficult ako to work with, ayaw na nila sa akin. And, ayun, natatakot ako magkamali. Pero, I need to respect the fact that I've been around for, more than 3 decades here on Earth, and I'm still here. Palagi ko ang sinasabi sa inyo na there's hope kasi you're still here. There's still another way for you to pick yourself up and do better next time. So, hindi rin naman totoo na itong next thing na ito, dito nakasalalay ang buong buhay ko. Although it can feel that way. And I say that without diminishing yung feelings mo if you're one of those people na natatakot magkamali. Na, okay, if I mess up dito sa final paper na to, this will be the end of everything sa buhay ko. Kasi I came from that. Thinking or believing that the next step, kung may hindi ako magagawang tama or magkakamali ako, wala na. All or nothing ako sa lahat sa buhay ko. And it's one of the things I say that drove me into a deep depression when I was really young, about 15, 16 years old. Kasi I felt like I needed to be perfect, I needed to be good. Kapag may nagkamali ako or nag-fail ako, wala nang silbi yung buhay ko. Yun na yun. And that's the end of it all. Which is, again, not true. I've shared this story with you so many times before, but I'll do it again. No, at 16, ngayon, looking back, ridiculous na 16 years old ka pa lang yun na iniisip mo. Pero, ang feeling ko nun, kapag hindi ako nakauno sa subjects ko sa UP, nung una ako nag-college, feeling ko wala nang silbi yung buhay ko. Pero hindi naman totoo. And my life is proof of that. Kasi kung I managed to give up or successfully sabihin natin, or ayoko ng word na successfully, no, pero if it went through me taking my own life at 16, I wouldn't have everything I have right now. I wouldn't have been able to help so many people, no. I can't catch up na sa dami ng messages or comments of people na nakapasok sa trabaho or nakapasa sa scholarships or nakapasa sa exams nila. So I'm telling you this not to diminish the feeling, but telling you that there is hope, that there is a future for you if you don't give up. So, mistakes will always be a part of life. And ang stakes ng mistakes natin are usually not as big as we feel they are right now. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my past. But if tatanungin nyo rin ako kung may any of those na i-redo ko, actually wala naman ako sasabing gagawin kong differently, kasi ang iniisip ko na ngayon would be, if I change things in my past, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. And I wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't have been able again to reach and teach so many people. So, ganun lang talaga. Sa hindsight, usually, mas clear ang mga bagay-bagay. So, there are 4 things that I want you to understand when it comes to the stakes of our mistakes. And the first one is very simple, which is this. This is not your first mistake. If you made a mistake, failed a quiz, failed a paper, or failed a class even, this probably is not your first mistake. Things may be different, maybe smaller in scale, pero hindi naman perfect ang lahat ng ginawa mo sa buong buhay mo up to now. Tama ba? Marami tayong mga pagkakamali. Ang nangyayari lang minsan, we gloss over things, hindi natin siya binabalikan, hindi natin siya tinatandaan. And so we are more prone to make a similar mistake. But this is not your first mistake in life. Right? And again, you're still here. You survived that. You lived with the consequences of your past mistakes. So, this current mistake or the possible mistake that you can make, ganun din siya. Mas malaki nga siguro at stake, but you're stronger now and you will survive that too. Kaya mo yan. Now, the second thing is this, that this mistake probably won't be your last. And we need to understand that as people. Ang nangyayari rin kasi minsan is, if magaganda yung nangyayari na sunod-sunod, and I don't know kung ako lang yun, baka kayo rin, let me know na lang din sa Trying Hard Podcast community or by messaging me, reaching out to me sa social media accounts ko. Pero ang tendency ko kasi is, if magaraming magagandang nangyayari, natatakot na ako kasi feeling ko, naku, hindi na ako pwedeng magkaroon ng pagkakamali in the future kasi maraming magagandang nangyayari. Diba? Parang gusto ko, yung mistake ko, eto na yun, last na to, hindi ko na uulitin, hindi na mangyayari to ever again. But we have to understand or give ourselves a bit of leeway na tao tayo. And try as we might, we probably would make another mistake. Ang difference lang would be, natuto ka ba dun sa nangyari ngayon? And would you be extra careful when you encounter a similar situation in the future? Diba? So again, number 1, this is not your first mistake. And number 2, this probably won't be your last mistake. Ganun lang talaga siya. Part siya ng journey natin. And pwede natin siyang iwasan. Pero hindi natin totally pwedeng i-eradicate yung possibility of mistakes in life. Okay? Third thing. And I think this is where the stakes really are felt, or nandun yung pressure to be perfect, pressure to always be right, which is yung third conversation natin is about the opportunity or the chance. Minsan natatakot tayo kasi ang feeling nating stake ng mistakes natin, hindi lang about this one project or this one paper or this one class or thing, but yung rest of your life. If I fail dito sa class na to, sunod-sunod na yan, and then dinidream up na natin yung worst case scenario. And baka ito na yung last chance ko to prove myself, last chance ko to do something right, last chance ko sa anak ko na bumawi, di ba? Sa mother ko, sa father ko to build a relationship, sa person I'm in a romantic relationship with, last chance ko na. But in life, again, we have to understand, number 3, that this is not your first opportunity then. This is not your first chance na binigay sa'yo ng ibang tao. In your life, marami ka ng mga na-encounter and probably hindi mo na siya naalala ngayon. Pero I want you to take time to do that. Marami ka din na-encounter na people who put their faith in you and who still believe you. Marami ka rin na-encounter na people na nagbigay sa'yo ng opportunity kaya nandito ka sa sitwasyon na rin ngayon. In my case, bigyan ko kayo ng example, YouTube Next Up has been that for me for a long time, and it still is. What do I mean by that? Whenever I feel like, okay, maybe I need to do better sa mga susunod kong content, maybe I need to produce more videos, maybe I need to basically just maximize yung lahat ng gagawin ko. I need to work harder, I need to give everything sa bawat video. Because baka next time wala nang magtiwala sa akin or wala nang mag-support dun sa ginagawa ko, sa advocacy ko. Parang feeling ko, kailangan talagang, kumaga, all hands on deck. 400% lagi yung binibigay ko minimum. Pero, because I remember that this is not my first opportunity, that this is not my first chance, because of YouTube Next Up, nakapagpahinga yung utak ko. Kasi, nung time na yon na I only had 10,000 subscribers, na I was one of the only people doing educational content on YouTube, nagtiwala na sa akin ang YouTube Next Up, nagtiwala na sa akin ang Google people that I could scale things, that I could keep creating a positive impact through their platform. And so, when I encounter people na, okay, to try namin to believe in you or to try namin to support you, I go back to the fact na, okay, importante sa akin yung support nila, pero hindi lang sila yung nagbigay sa akin ng opportunity. May nagbigay sa akin ng opportunity in the past who are still partnered with me right now, who still support me, who still work with me. So this is not my first chance. It's important, but it's not as important as I would make myself believe na it is. So, ganun ka rin. Diba? May public speaking opportunity ka, or may chance ka to host or MC something. It may be the first time it's going to be in that big of a stage or with that big of a crowd, but that's still not going to be your first time na may nagbigay ng chance sa'yo, na may nagtiwala sa'yo. And you have proven yourself faithful, which is why they're even giving you this bigger chance right now. So, instead of being pressured na kailangan ko tong gawin kasi baka wala nang dumating na opportunity sa akin, baka ma-fail, ma-disappoint ko tong person na to na nag-trust sa akin. Think of the other people who put their faith in you, that you've honored, that you've performed well with, or for. And that could give you a bit of encouragement. Mabawasan yung stake ng mistakes mo. Now, yung fourth thing, medyo na hagip natin ng konti, pero i-emphasize natin to. That this probably won't be your last chance or your last opportunity. Hindi ko yan ha, this probably won't be your last chance to. Kasi ganun nga yung feeling natin minsan. Last ko na to, kailangan kong gawin perfectly, kung hindi, wala na akong makukuha mga projects in the future. And again, it may seem like that, no? Pero there's always a way to catch up, na bumawi kung ito talaga yung gusto mong gawin. It may be harder next time to win people back, but it's not impossible. So this won't be your last opportunity. Although it feels like that sometimes. Parang, kailangan ko itong magawa ng maigi. Kailangan perfecto, no? Pero hindi eh. If you've lived through past mistakes that you've had, and you're able to pivot, you're able to make bawi, di ba? And catch up, this next one would be the same thing. You try your best, you do your best, diba? You prepare, and then let it fly. See what happens. And That is because I need to emphasize this, not just for you, but for myself as well. Kasi, ngayon, nagsascale tayo sa Team Lyqa. I'm starting to make more risky decisions, build the team bigger. And it causes a lot of pressure din sa akin. May stake na yung mistakes ko. Dati, nung ako pa lang yung mag-isa sa lahat ng ginagawa ko sa content creation, iniisip ko, okay, I need to work hard for myself, pero kung hindi mag-work out, willing naman ako na hindi bayaran yung sarili ko this month, or kung maliit yung income, okay lang din sa akin, mag-iipon na lang ako kasi may personal savings naman ako. Pero ngayon na I'm the head of the company, hindi ko pwedeng gawin yun kasi may mga sinasweldohan ako. So, mas malaki yung stakes sa akin. And I do feel the pressure ng ganitong klaseng change. But what I need to understand, what you need to understand is this, that you are not your mistake. I am not my mistake. I made a mistake. You made a mistake, but you are not your mistake. And one thing again that we need to emphasize is that you are not a mistake. Hindi ka pagkakamali. Pwede kang may magawang pagkakamali, may nagawang pagkakamali, may magagawang pagkakamali, pero hindi ka pagkakamali. You are a person. You are a human being na just proving dahil nakikinig ka sa podcast na ito. Human being na nag-resonate sa kanya yung trying hard, yung pagsubok, yung paggawa ng something kahit medyo risky. And that is honorable. You're on your journey. Diba? Kasi you're participating here, you're here. And that proves that you are trying hard. So yes, there are stakes when it comes to our mistakes. But the stakes of our mistakes may not be as big as we think they are. In this conversation, I feel kung nabawasan kahit katiting yung anxiety ninyo about Hell Week, Finals Week, about deadlines, the year-end thing. I mean, etong season na to, as much as gusto natin na pumarty hard kasi diba, holiday season, di ba? Nung bata ka, wala kang inintindi kundi Christmas party. Pero pag tumatanda ka na, palaki na yung mga responsibilidad. I'm hoping na kahit paano nabawasan yung pressure, nabawasan yung stress because of this conversation. So again, this is not your first mistake. This probably won't be your last. And this is not your first chance. And this probably won't be the last too. Tuloy lang tayo. Alright? Now again, if you want to listen to the rest of our conversations, the difficult, the painful, the healing conversations, go ahead and hit follow. To everyone who follow the podcast, thank you for another year, although hindi pa to ang last episode for the year, no? Pero thank you for journeying with me this year, for making sure that we are at the on the list of top, sabihin natin 100 conservatively podcasts in the Philippines, for following and for everything that you do to support this podcast. We have more announcements coming up soon. So again, if you don't follow me yet on my social media accounts, go ahead and look for me na lang. It's Lyqa Maravilla, Lyqa Maravilla, Maravilla, and you should be able to find me. Any questions, requests, kung may gusto kayong ipapayo, reach out to me on my social media accounts and maybe pag-usapan natin yan sa susunod na episodes. Alright? And muna for now, and as we always say, dream big, work hard, start now, and don't let anyone else call you. Well, and don't let anyone else keep you from trying hard by calling you a try hard. Alright? And muna for now. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.